Hey, welcome back. Let's talk about India's soft power today. India's soft power, it may sound like an oxymoron. Does it even exist? Let's find out today. Even before understanding India's soft power, let's understand what is soft power. In international relations, the desired image and reputation of a country is often considered as soft power. So exactly in an interpersonal relations, what we say face value for a person is exactly the soft power of a country. Meaning that if I mention a country, what is the first image that you think of related to that country? And that image is a good image of that country or a bad image. If I say Pakistan, or if I say USA, or say France, or any of country, there will be the first image that you will think of, and this is often considered the image of the country, thus the soft power of the country. This is derived from the narrative power of that country, and this narrative power is often helpful for that country to gain some bargaining leverage in international arena, not by attacking someone, rather by the attraction, and this is what called soft power. So let's now understand what image India creates to a foreign mind, which is called India's soft power. India's grandiosity of culture, exorcism, has been very fascinating to the mass, to the people, and also people who are intellectuals like poets, thinkers, philosophers, scientists, and so on. One of the greatest humorists in American literature, Mark Twain, while describing the cultural grandiosity of India, said, and I quote, "This is indeed India, the land of dreams and romance, of fabulous wealth and fabulous poverty, of splendor and rags, of places and hovels, of famine and pestilence, of genii and giants and Aladdin lamps, of tigers and elephants, the cobra and the jungle, the country of 100 nations and 100 tongues, of 1,000 religions and 2 million gods, the one land that all men desire to see, and having seen once by even a glimpse, would not keep that glimpse for the shows of all the rest of the world combined." Mark Twain's word encapsulated India's images in abroad, and this is also India's soft power. Apart from them, India possesses other elements of soft powers. Let's divide them into prominent parts and try to understand one by one. Culture. So culture is one of the effective tools that showcases a country's soft power, and India's soft power is often ranging from its articrafts, its weaving, dancing, music, jewelries, gems, poetry, thoughts, philosophy, and other art of life that migrated from India to other countries. And India's culture plays a key role as long as India's soft power is concerned. Another thing that creates India's image in a foreign mind is the spirituality of India. Spirituality tops the list of India's soft power elements, and spiritual life is the true genius of India. And this spirituality comes from multiple religions, or the way of life, we may say so, like Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism. It is also said that Christianity reached to India even before it did to Rome or Europe. Indian way of life is also India's soft power in abroad. Let's understand how. India's culture is richly reflected in the way Indians live their life. The evolution and the growth of spirituality is also an outcome of traditional Indian way of life. Next is Indian medicine. The history of Indian medicine dates back to ancient times. The traditional Indian medicine is deeply rooted in Indian civilization. and this is also one of the oldest organized system of medicines. For example, Ayurveda, Unani, Naturopathy and Siddha are four forms of Indian medicines that are still practiced in present day world. Next, one of the biggest soft power elements that comes from India is yoga, and that is well accepted all over the world. It's believed to be as an healthcare alternative knowledge with body postures and meditational practice, which is believed to be effective to cure physical and mental malaise. Next soft power element that showcases India well in abroad is Indian diaspora. Indian diaspora is one of the wealthiest and successful diaspora all over the world. The Indian diaspora seems to be winning hearts with its humility and benign qualities. One of the greatest scholars, Shrima Cholia, says, and I quote, "For the most of part, an average American, Canadian or Dutchman doesn't see Indian immigrants as national security or economic threats, thanks to their humble, flexible and enduring qualities." And we also probably know that many of the international companies with global approach in their business are having Indian origin people as their CEOs. For example, Pepsi Cola, Adobe, Google, Windows, and so on. That also contributes to Indian soft power positively to the rest of the world. Next is India's alive and thriving democracy. Even after 74 years of independence, India is still the largest functional democracy in the face of the earth. So these are the key points that are making India's image in abroad. So far we saw the India's soft power are mainly based on India's culture, diaspora, medicine, yoga, and here one of the key elements was India's medicine. A recent survey by a British online survey portal reported that in the light of COVID-19 situation, when a survey was conducted to ask people what kind of vaccine they want, one of the least score a country has received is India, meaning that most of the country's people don't want a vaccine which is developed and produced by India. Why rest of the world is not willing to have Indian vaccine when the COVID-19 is concerned? So this discrepancy is to be addressed now. If this survey's result to be believed, we see that the first three countries with highest average of acceptance were Germany, Canada and UK, whereas 25% of UK's drugs are produced in India and 40% of US's generic drugs are also produced in India and exported. And 60% of global demand of vaccines of any disease is produced by India and exported. So why this discrepancy shows up, why this discrepancy is so prominent while rest of the world more or less enjoying the medicines are produced in India and then exported. However, when surveyed, they are unlikely to accept Indian medicine just because that medicine is named with Indian. Here are some reasons that we can see and try to find solutions of. First, negative projection of India and India's soft power by foreign media. If it is noted, in the course of COVID-19 vaccination rollout, each country is trying to secure maximum doses for their own population. On the contrary, India is the only country has donated 5 million of doses, not only Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, but also countries from far away like Mexico and Brazil. However, this human act has been tagged as vaccine diplomacy by most of the foreign media outlets like Al Jazeera by Qatar government, BBC by UK government, DW by German government. DW, BBC and Al Jazeera have already got a sizable amount of viewership, so they can influence the narrative so well, whereas India doesn't have an international media to showcase India's narrative, and that is where India lags behind. Even when India is trying to work hard and serve to humanity in this crisis, however, this act is often tagged with wrong words, and these wrong words is making a wrong image in the foreign minds. So what should be the solution? India should overcome its inability to tell its story well. In present-day world, in order to create a soft power, you not only need to work hard to win people's mind, also to tell about that act to others. Another point is, India doesn't have a mouthpiece which will tell India's story well to the international viewers. For example, to tell France's story well, there is France 24. In order to tell Germany's story well, there is DW. In order to tell UK's story well, there is BBC. In order to tell Qatar's story well, there is Al Jazeera. In order to tell China's story well, there is also CGTN and Global Times. However, you cannot see any Indian media with an international approach to tell India's story well. This is why I feel India is not obtaining the capability of the soft power that India might enjoy with its human acts. However, it's lagging behind because the other international media outlets are destroying India's soft power. Thank you.